Hi, I'm Amy Morris.
I'm Joe Morris.
And I'm a real bride.
And I'm a real groom.
On Forever TV.
I'm Alyssa with Schulke Travel. You don't always have to do the typical honeymoon in Cancun. A lot of couples are starting to personalize honeymoons to their interests. Some ideas are things like diving in the Pacific, safaris, wine tasting in Italy, really anything that's tailored to something that you two do together.
For our honeymoon, we went to Italy and Croatia.
Yep.
And then
where we used a travel agent.
Yes.
It was kind of a unique experience being able to use a travel agent for our honeymoon, which alleviated a lot of the pressures.
And stress.
I think it's important to realize that you can still have a fairly low budget and work with a travel advisor. The idea is really to hire an expert that can take the load off that planning piece.
Working with a travel expert is going to help them figure out the details that they need and help them be flexible with what it is that they're able to do.
Some of the things that have happened to clients of mine in the past, when you look at a picture on a website, it's not always exactly how it ends up being. It's important to work with somebody who's perhaps seen it or knows somebody who's been there personally. A lot of times airlines change schedules, which can really wreak havoc on a honeymoon itinerary. When that happens and you're working with an advisor, we take care of all the arrangements and the adjustments for you, so it's one more thing you don't have to think about on your wedding day. I think it's never too soon to start talking to an advisor, even if you're planning to take your honeymoon a few months after your wedding, because that advisor can start looking at values, pricing, things for you in advance, and maybe catch some specials that you might not have caught if you hadn't talked to them earlier.
Probably what's going to make the whole process easier is really to work with the experts. Contact your travel agent or just go to somebody who's really familiar with booking vacations. They're going to have experience working with the resort.
I mean, that's one thing about having a travel agent too. We had somebody waiting for us right there at the airport.
Yep, nice
the sign. You get off the plane and grab your baggage and say, okay, we're going here. Here's where we're going. We'll get you ready. We'll get you your tickets for your boat, all this other stuff.
You don't have to go to a hot destination for your honeymoon. Some people who are outdoors enthusiasts may really love Alaska or Canada or Antarctica. It's really important to think of something unique that fits your personality and not necessarily do the standard honeymoon.
We kind of came to her with an idea, and I mean, we came to her with an idea like we wanted to spend all this time. We wanted to go to 6 cities in Italy and maybe do 2 in Croatia.
Yeah.
Well, after talking to her, because we wanted to go to Rome, Venice, and
Florence
and
everywhere. Yeah.
And by the time we had finished with our plans with her, we basically completely reversed, and we went to 2 cities in Italy, Venice and Rome, and then we went to probably 8 in Croatia.
All down the coast.
I mean, the travel agent doesn't cost much. At the end, when you're planning a trip,
the fee wasn't very large at all.
Yeah, when you're planning a trip like a honeymoon, I mean, a couple $100s to have 2 weeks completely set out for you, and somebody to rely on, basically
have no
a concierge.
Worries. Yeah. We even since our travel agent was here and we were in Italy and Croatia, we were connected with a travel agent through her in London. So if we had any trouble, we could contact her, being in the same sort of time zone.
We
actually did have to contact her. So in our experience, using a travel agent was a great benefit. I think if we were to do it over again, we'd definitely use a travel agent. But when you're looking for a travel agent, make sure that you find someone that's reliable, that knows what they're talking about, has traveled a bunch of places so that they have the experience, because we were really lucky enough to have that experienced travel agent. I think
yeah, definitely. And like she said, make sure you get somebody experienced, and it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Right, it's your honeymoon.
So it's something you gotta do.
Starting your life out together right.
Some things to keep in mind if you're planning your own honeymoon. Don't let it fall by the wayside. I've seen a lot of couples be disappointed because they just kind of didn't really focus on the honeymoon until it was too late. Another thing is who's going to be the decision maker, especially in situations where you might not totally agree on where you want to go. Compromise is really important, and there should be some discussion on who might win out if there is disagreement.
Yeah, so definitely want to make sure it's smooth and that all the kinks are worked out.
Right, and having that travel agent is kind of like having that insurance policy that, you know, if something goes wrong, you have someone to contact. If you miss a tour, you can contact this person and you can get fully reimbursed. So if I were to do it all over again, I would definitely use a travel agent to book my honeymoon, just because there's less stress. You're really busy with getting things ready for your wedding, so you don't have that much time to research other places that you want to go. So I think a travel agent was a really big benefit, key.